Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Also, check out the end card. There might be some more stuff that you might like, that you might soon enjoy. And if you guys would like to be also amazing and you want to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout or use the link down below. It'll apply it automatically and it helps support the channel. Leaving my wife. After this holiday is over, I'm going Monday morning as filing a divorce. I'm just tired of her. We have been married for 6 years and have one child. She is a stay-at-home mom to our 2-year-old. I just don't like my wife as a person as much anymore. I fell in love with my wife when we were 22, and we married 2 years later. Why I don't like my wife? 1, she's lazy. She doesn't cook or clean. I still do most of the cooking and cleaning, even though I work full-time, and she's at home full-time. She was housewife before we even had children. I don't blame her for being a housewife before having kids, and she had to quit her job to move overseas with me for my work. But she could have found a job on base. They had plenty of work opportunities, but working as a cashier at the gas station, her Popeyes was beneath her because she was a college graduate with a degree in communication studies. So that was the reason why she don't work for those 3 years that we were there. It's limited in terms of work opportunities, and she was interested in her degree, but they still had plenty of jobs like the one that I mentioned. But she don't want to work a less than job, and how it's embarrassing. 2, I just do way too much in our marriage, and I'm burnt out. I pay for everything financially speaking, of course. On top of that, I also take care of my child once I get back from work, and I'm with him all night long. Me and my baby are sleeping in the same bed together at this point since I take care of him all night, and he wakes up a lot throughout the night. I still get up for work the next morning. My wife won't do it because she takes prescription sleeping pills since she has a sleeping problem. She used to take on nightly duties, but she was getting no sleep since she is unable to sleep during the day time while he was napping. So she was just going on 2 days no sleep, so they prescribed her sleeping medicine and she takes that at night. All she does is watch stupid sitcoms on Netflix and Hulu all day. She just spends money on unnecessary purchases like from Amazon, Sephora, and Bath & Body Works. I see a random package delivered every other day. And she takes care of our baby during the time that I'm at work, but she really doesn't do that much while she's at home. He's mostly seated on her high chair in front of the TV watching Miss Rachel. She chills on her phone all day. She's watching TV on the iPad and is texting me all day saying how bored she is. She just does the bare minimum of raising our son. She doesn't cook and she doesn't clean. She doesn't add anything of value in my life. She complicates my life. I come home and make both of us dinner, or if I'm too tired after work, which I am 80% of the time, I just get us fast food on the way back and eat that for dinner. She's really good at getting the laundry done, I'll give her that. But she doesn't even fold the clothes and put them back in the closet. She just leaves the clean clothes on the sofa and it piles up. Once my entire closet was on that couch because she's too lazy to fold the clothes, hang them in the closet, and then put it in the closet. Not to mention, she chose not to breastfeed because she didn't want deflated, saggy breasts, so I'm spending a lot of money on formula for an entire year. She's complaining about her mom bod. She has a C-section, and she lost her baby weight, and she has the stretchy, loose, saggy skin that the doctors said was the only way to correct that is a tummy tuck, and now she wants me to put down $10,000 for her tummy tuck. I'm just over it all, and I'm burnt out. I can't raise my son alone, pretty much I already do. I might as well just file for a full custody and get out of paying her child support. She would just spend the child support on her lashes anyway. She is utterly useless. She doesn't do anything. She's just there to spend my money, watch TV, and complain about how tired she is because she had 5 hours of sleep instead of 9. I did communicate with her, and I told her how I feel, and she said that she would do more, and she would for like a few days and then just stop. I'm realizing I'm just married too young, and I regret marrying her. We're growing apart, and I'm just burnt out after being married to her and after having a child with her. I can't do it anymore. I'm out. A side note, we are not overseas anymore. We are currently settled permanently back in the US. I'm not in the military anymore, and we are renting right now, and I found a stable job 2 months ago. Edit to add, she does not have PPD. She went to the doctor, and she doesn't have any medical conditions or disorders. She was ruled out for PPD, which she's actually generally a happy woman. The only medical-related condition she has is insomnia, which she had since she was in high school. She's not some sick, actually. Her family would visit her while we were overseas, and she also went home a few times. She's just spoiled, privileged, entitled, and lazy. People here are just trying to make your excuses for their bad behavior at this point, because if their genders were reversed, the comments would be much different. We're also not overseas anymore, and she acts the same way. She actually misses Europe and talks about wishing that we were back there. I'm not changing my mind. I'm not going to marriage counseling. I'm divorcing her. Edit 2. I'm deleting my throwaway account. My wife and I are still married, and I don't want her to see this. I just want people to know that I'm leaving her. I'm not listening to anyone on here tell me to work it out. I've been cheating on her for the past month or two. I'm over her. F that B. Saying that you're cheating on your wife? Yeah, that is automatic devil territory. No, you are very much in the wrong on that, dude. That, and if you're doing the dirty delete on your account, even if it's on a throwaway account too. Yeah, no, that totally doesn't seem like, yeah, this did not go the way I was hoping for. The counseling could work, very much though. Yeah, like I said, cheating on your wife, not an appropriate way to deal with this at all. Communication is very important, and yeah, just because you have ups and downs in a marriage does not mean let's go automatically to divorce. Hopefully you're able to work something out, but yeah, after that second edit, things are not gonna go in your way. Am I the a-hole for being lovey-dovey after an argument? For reference, I, 22F, and my boyfriend, 21M, have been dating for 7 months. During my time, my boyfriend has shown a pattern of incompetency. I have talked to him several times about basic tasks that he knows means a lot to me, that he has failed to perform. Another important point is that after taking the morning after pill, my period and spot were delayed. I got my period 2 days ago, 45 days later. This is important because my hormones have been held back and I am extra sensitive. The night that I got my period, I asked my boyfriend if he could let me know when he goes to sleep. I've been falling asleep first, and goodnight messages mean a lot to me in the morning. I woke up to the message apologizing for forgetting to text me the night before, which triggered all of the frustrations. Long story short, I was really upset and frustrated. Kinda yelled at him while crying. I cried all day, also due to other things that day, and really made sure he knew why I was upset. I pointed out this pattern and how easy it was to remember what that means a lot to your partner, etc. Basically, I really went at him and made sure that he understood. I apologized profusely and reassured he knew where I was coming from. He also knew about the crying. I told him I couldn't accept or trust him with actual change happens, and that we will not close the window of this topic. I explained that I would not tolerate this behavior forever, but as long as we are together, we'll be together. As to say we will still be a couple during this time, he said he didn't expect me to accept his apology and understands where I'm coming from, and that he will try his best. I know my feelings are valid, and that in the long run, he may not be the one for me or enough for me. I know that the period really pushed my emotions because I cried for 13 hours, also due to other reasons, and that is not normal. I know that this pattern will continue in one way or another, and that one day it'll be too much for me. I know everyone's going to mention breaking up, and believe me, I've been considering it. But I have my reasons not to, and I'm more focused on the present. He is still very sick right now, and I know he's being hard on himself because of the whole thing. We've established that this topic isn't closed, and I told him that I don't know how to interact with him, and that I don't know what to say. I'm out of town, and he's home alone, so I don't want to make things any harder for him. He's suffering after getting his wisdom teeth removed, and has diarrhea, so I've been calling him to check in on him, but something feels off. I can't tell if we're being avoidant and need space to process everything, or if I should wait for him to get better before getting space. I've been sending him lovey messages in hopes that it makes him feel better, but it all feels off. It feels like this is toxic and I'm love bombing him. TLDR, am I the a-hole for going back to normal after getting mad at my boyfriend and leaving the topic out in the open? Or did I set good boundaries and just need space? Yeah, nah, I would say definitely the a-hole in this, because you very much left a topic as an open thing that needs to be worked on and comes to a closure, but acting like nothing is happening at all is not good whatsoever, and if anything, it's only going to make your relationship worse and worse. Am I the a-hole for not allowing my son to go on vacation? I, 40F, have a son named Jack, 15M. Over the past 2 years, his grades have been getting lower and lower. I never expected him to be a straight A student. As long as his grades were a mixed bag, some A's, some B's, and rarely C's, we were okay with it, which he held up. However, starting 2 years ago, he started to barely make C's, and just barely making it to the next grade. We immediately let him know that we were very disappointed, and would start taking away his privileges, including his phone and video games. Then, last year, he got 2 Fs and was required to go to summer school. This was very upsetting to us, and he started to make excuses about how he was mentally in a bad state, and started to beg for therapy, along with giving us a poor attitude and getting into trouble at school more often, despite the fact that he gets everything he wants on a silver platter and doesn't have high expectations. This semester was the final straw. His grades are right now coming back with 3 Fs, 1 C, and only 2 As, which are in free classes. He is also not on the cross-country team. He loves running and all of the friends with it, and I really wanted a major wake-up call to get good grades, and that would sting. He had a team vacation which involved a race coming up, which he was really excited about. He kept talking about it, and how much he prepared for it. The vacation was 7 days long, and was filled with tons of activities, and wanting a different hotel with friends. On the day of the team vacation, I withdrew him from the cross-country team, and withdrew the field trip permission slip. He was super mad and broke into tears. The whole day, he was crying at school and home. I saw this as the perfect opportunity to make my point across, since he won't listen to the millions of times that I've told him to get better grades. I did not tell him that I would withdraw him from this season, especially right before his long-awaited team vacation. My husband and his elder sister were super against this, and said that there were better ways, and said that we should try therapy, but honestly, I was just done with his low grades. He's gonna be a man in 3 years, and if he doesn't get his stuff together, he will become the exact type of man I taught my daughters to avoid. He needs to be realistic and learn that society won't accept his BS. It has been 2 weeks now, and my son does not want to talk to me and regularly cries. My husband and daughter were telling me that this was unacceptable, and that I should give him space to chase his passion and therapy he has been begging for. However, I believe therapy is for people who have real problems, and if he wants therapy so bad, he should try and get some better grades. There is no excuses for low grades, when everything you want is on a silver platter. He has had no real traumatic experiences, and when I ask him what is wrong, he's unable to say. So, what help will a therapist give? Also, with his poor stats in cross country, he's not making it into any career in sports. So, am I the a-hole? Yes, because just because your kid isn't wanting to talk to you specifically about any problems that they may be having at school, that doesn't mean that those problems don't exist, and, maybe give therapy a shot, and if things don't work after a while, then yeah, you might want to reconsider it, but if they're saying that they think that therapy might be a good idea, that means that they're looking for somebody that they can trust when talking to. And unfortunately, it's not looking like you're one of those people, especially when your reaction to them grades decreasing is to take away things that give them joy. Like if they were staying up too late, and then their grades were falling because they were asleep during school, that would be like a reasonable reason to take away video games or anything because it relates to it. But because their grades are slacking, you're just going to make it so that they can do absolutely nothing. And they're saying also that they're stressed out and wanting to look into therapy. Doesn't really seem like that's a nice reaction to it all. That, and also if they're looking up a therapist, and maybe because you're one of the things they're going to wind up talking about. Am I the a-hole, or is my friend an a-hole for hating me because of my childhood redacted? I'm 14, and she's 15. We both had these issues. Emily got a few slaps and punches from her mother whenever she made mistakes, and I was the victim of my father getting drunk and verbally doing that with me from ages 2 to 6. It has affected me greatly, and I now have trust issues and anxiety and depression. She doesn't seem to be affected. We were close friends, and one day she confided in me about hers, so I did the same. I assumed then that she would understand my day-to-day issues because she had that happen too. So I started coming to her with my issues. I have trust issues, so it's a bit hard to convince me of something when I'm really sad. Anyways, I always assume they are lying, and I told her that. She would respect it. It usually takes a few hours to calm me down and talk me out of these two redacted things, but I should be worth it, A true friend would care. That's why when she doesn't reply to me, I assume that she hates me, and I call her out on it. I don't want fake friends. I don't like bothering people with my emotions, So usually I just tell my friends that I'm sad or upset when we are in the middle of an activity and I start feeling self-hatred because I messed up somewhere. I just leave so they don't have to deal with me. And she cheers me up. That's why I feel really hurt when she doesn't even bother and doesn't follow up with me in a few minutes. And I let her know so she doesn't do it in the future. One day she started crying instead, straight to her friend. He got really mad at me for no reason, and told me how I wasn't trying to improve myself, even though I was trying. I can't help it. I have a severe mental issues from mine, and they should understand. I called her crying, and told her he called me an attention W. Because he basically did, and he reminded me of my father, yelling at me. I needed her to reassure me, and she failed me. Instead, she told me I hurt her, for some reason, and told me it was stressful and affecting her mental health negatively to try and cheer me up so much when you just accuse me of lying instead, and make me prove to you that I'm your friend. A good friend will support their friend in any way they can. It shouldn't affect anyone negatively. I told her that she and him were reminding me of my father, and that I was hurt, that she didn't even understand how I felt, even though that she should have, because she's had bad things happen too. Not even enough for any sympathy. I told her that her saying that made me do something bad to myself, and that her redacted obviously isn't as bad as mine, because she doesn't seem to have any problems with it, and she's Asian anyway, and all Asian parents are like that, and she should suck it up, and she called me the bad person. We made up a few days later, and she was really distant for some reason. She kept spending time with the guy who attacked me, and because of my trust issues, and because I recently had 2 other friends talk about me behind my back before I met her, so obviously I would be suspicious. I asked her if she hated me, because she spent time with him instead of me and didn't invite me. She just said that she thought that I hated him, and I do. I told her I would have sucked it up, and she should have known. She stopped spending time with him as much once they got busy at school, but she was still distant. I started worrying that she was talking about me behind my back, and that she hated me, so I would ask her about it a lot. I can't help it. My anxiety makes me worry about it a lot. She should have just sucked it up and reassured me. Instead, she told me it was rude and told me that it hurt me. She said that it made her feel like I didn't trust her, and that friendship is based on trust. I told her because I hate lies, and I'd want people to tell me the truth. I told her that I obviously didn't trust her. I don't trust anyone because of mine. You could put the most trustworthy person in front of me, and I wouldn't trust them. She told me to find a therapist, and I got a bit mad because she assumed I did nothing about my problems, and I told her it was rude of her to assume I did nothing about my mental health, and how I did that to myself, did that other thing a while ago, and can't even go to school, so she shouldn't assume things about me. She blocked me. Blocked me! She didn't even talk things out like a normal person. She just blocked me without letting me respond or have a say, and all she said was that she tried and she just can't, and that I was bad for her mental health, and called me manipulative, and claimed I flipped the situation. It hurt me a lot. She was the only person I could rely on to talk to my problems about. I asked my other friends, crying, if they thought I was manipulative and mean and these other things, and someone said that everyone hates, and they said no, she was wrong, so I did that. I just noticed this is gonna have a lot of censoring for the sake of the viewers. Last weekend, I bumped into her by coincidence at the mall when she was out with friends, and I begged her to give me a second chance. I even had my friend tell her how she made me cry and do those things, and that I was really sorry. I told her I missed her friendship, and she said, me too, I guess. She finally agreed to give me a chance. We decided to discuss boundaries, and she told me that as long as I didn't flip things or be manipulative, then she would stay my friend. I told her how she was mean because she blocked me without telling me why, making me do those things, and her friendship was toxic to me, so I didn't want to be best friends anymore, just someone I talked to about my problems, and that I felt awful in a way that I never wanted to feel when I was friends with her, because she called me manipulative, and because her girlfriend, who was my other best friend before she ghosted me after me and Sally's first fight, would always talk to me about her mental problems and threaten to do these things to herself, and I'd have to talk her out of it. I also told her my friends didn't think I was manipulative either, so she was toxic, and I'd appreciate it if she didn't talk to me outside of the group activities or when I needed her, because even seeing her at the mall made me run to the bathroom and do these things for myself and cry while my friend talked to her. She was super nice at the time too, and agreed. Sometimes she brought up some of my behavior, and I told her that I'm not perfect, because I'm not. Because it was really confusing to have her go, I miss your friendship, to don't talk to me about your personal issues. And I told her that she was misleading me by doing so, and please stop. I told her since my friends don't find me manipulative, and she did it was super toxic to me, and that I understood if she wanted to continue believing if she didn't have to talk to me. We agreed we'd be casual friends who spent time together in groups and helped me with personal issues, and nothing more. Then parted ways at the mall. Yeah, no, you are 100% the a-hole in the scenario. Saying that you'll do these things to yourself just because somebody else doesn't want to talk to you, that's emotional manipulation. You need both therapy as something that's actually going to help, dude. I know for sure I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody who acts like that. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!